Hey, everybody, this is TJR. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If not, welcome back. And going to talk about animation again. As always, if you're one of those viewers who only wants me to talk about music, I'll leave you some links for some of my music related videos that I don't think got the love they deserve. You should go check those out. So, as I'm filming this, it's Wednesday. This video will probably go up tomorrow on Thursday. And last night on Tuesday, I saw Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. It's been getting mostly universal praise across the board. And you can definitely count me in as someone who was blown away by it. This, of course, is the follow-up to 2018's Into the Spider-Verse. And 2018, has it really been that long? Wow. Now, when that film came out, its visual style was so amazingly innovative. And I had to go into this film reminding myself that that aspect of that film from 5 years ago, it no longer has that advantage of being new like it did then. And so I told myself, you're not going to get the same wow factor that you got 5 years ago. You're just not. It'll still probably look great, but you're not going to get that. But to my surprise, this film, its team, its creative team, really stepped up its game and managed to raise the bar, not just in its visual style, but also in terms of action, pacing, plot, humor, and in pretty much every aspect of the film. This follow-up continues to explore its themes of finding your tribe, embracing family, the importance of loyalty, while also adding the themes of growing up, wanting to be independent from your parents, dealing with loneliness, sacrifice, dealing with and accepting tragedy while embracing the good in life at the same time. It manages to step up its game from its predecessor in pretty much every way, but one, which is that it's incomplete, which I guess is not a fair criticism at this point yet. I'll be honest, I did not pay attention to any of the marketing of this film. And I don't know if it was really mentioned in the marketing, but I walked into this film expecting an ending. I wasn't expecting to be continued. So, believe it or not, when that to be continued flashed on the screen, and that's the only spoiler I'm going to give, I was completely caught off guard. That was probably the one shock ending that I couldn't have anticipated. It was crazy, the feeling that I had at that moment, because I was pissed off, but I was also just thinking, wow, this film was great. It was awesome. And before I could even get to the car, I was thinking, I can't wait to see the follow-up, which I guess is next year in March. I found that out later today. Now, 24 hours has gone by since I saw it last night, and I'm thinking a lot about the effect that this film could hopefully have on animation here in America. Back in 2018, I was really glad to see the first, Spider-Verse film win the Oscar in the Best Animated Film category at the 91st Annual Oscar Awards. And I love Disney and Pixar, and I think they make great films. But they seem to win every year, even when they're up against much better films. And I think a lot of the reason for that is because I think a lot of the voting academy just isn't into animation. And so they just vote Disney because they know what it is, and that it's likely that it was probably the only animated film they saw that year. Into the Spider-Verse was such a visual breakthrough and influence. And by the way, if you don't think it has had a major influence on motion pictures, just look at this year's Best Oscar winner, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, by the way, was its own equally amazing motion picture. I loved it. And honestly, I'm surprised that other animation studios haven't tried to ape the style of Spider-Verse, but I guess that's just a testament to how uniquely creative the film was, and also because I think aping that style is probably very expensive. So yeah, I find myself thinking about the effect that this new Spider-Verse movie may or may not have on animated films moving forward here in the US. Back in 2006, I saw a Japanese animated film entitled Paprika. This was a science fiction, psychological action film about a group of scientists and a police detective who are using this new breakthrough technology to infiltrate the dreams of others. And this film predates Christopher Nolan's Inception by 4 years. One critic from the New York Times proclaimed that Paprika was evidence that Japanese animators are reaching for the moon, while most of their American counterparts remain stuck playing in the kiddie sandbox. And, in spite of adult animated TV shows like Rick and Morty, which also deal with very mind-blowing concepts, I still feel like animation here in the US, for the majority of the population, is still kind of relegated to the kiddie sandbox. And I think that Into the Spider-Verse, even though it is a family film, I think it pushed a lot of boundaries back then of what kind of stories you could tell with animation. And I also think that this new film, Across the Spider-Verse, has pushed that boundary again by tackling much heavier emotional themes than its predecessor did. Of course, one of the reasons why I think the majority of animated films here in the US fall into the quote unquote family movie category is that animated films are expensive. And the family audience is a very broad audience that just brings in more numbers, which again, Spider-Verse is part of, but it is pushing boundaries of what you can discuss in a family movie. But I also think that AI, which is a topic that I am going to be talking about in an upcoming video, I think that AI will definitely be able to lower production costs to a point where it will be less expensive to take more risk with animated films and take risks on films that don't just appeal to the family audience. And again, I love family films too, just as much as anybody else. I just think that animation has such limitless potential and you can do so much more with it. And there are stories you can tell in animation that you just simply can't tell in live action. I think the last Spider-Verse film has played some hand in expanding the boundaries. And I think this film will too. And it'll be interesting to see what happens next. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What are yours? As always, if you like these videos, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. I want to give a big thank you. I want to give a big thank you to my patron supporters. Patron supporters do receive exclusive weekly videos that are not available here on this channel. If you'd like to be a patron supporter, any amount that you can, donate on a monthly basis will be extremely helpful from as many of you as possible. It'll be very helpful in helping me to make more videos. And if you can't do that, you can still show your support by just clicking like and sharing these videos with anyone you think might be interested. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.